Welcome, Susan and Sandy here to practice with you today. This will be approximately a half an hour basics level class. So welcome to your practice. For class today, I would like you to have 2 blocks and a strap if possible. If your hips are really tight and you'd like to start on a blanket, that's always a great idea, but not necessary. So with that being said, I'll get up and make some room for Susan here. I'd like everyone to come to your easy seated position. And as you press down through the pelvis, lift up through the heart. Let the shoulders relax and separate. Go ahead and let your eyes close, and you can bring your hands to your heart center. Set your intention for your mat today. Take 3 full, deep in and out breaths here, relaxing into this pose, just letting the hips start to drop down into the floor, the knees to relax towards the floor. If you're feeling any tight sensations in the low back, simply pull forward with the pelvis, getting that anterior tilt, and then relax the shoulders back, lifting up through the crown of the head. And when you've finished at least 3 breaths and set your intention here, gently bow your head, getting ready to honor your practice, honor your intention. And then inhale, lifting the head up, letting the eyes softly flutter open, and the hands can come down around your hips or on your knees, wherever is comfortable for you. Take a big inhale and let the eyes and the arms float all the way up. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. And then exhale, bringing the hands through the heart center, floating the hands that way with the breath 2 more times. And this next time, inhale, float the arms up. And then as you exhale, twist to your right, letting the left hand find the right knee, the right hand find the floor behind you. As you inhale, press into the floor and the knee and lift up through the spine. And as you exhale, twist just a little more deeply. I like to encourage that the chin should be parallel to the line of the shoulders. And if you're wondering, am I lined up right? Then bring your gaze over your left shoulder just to take the neck completely out of it. Yep, exactly. And then when you're ready, bring the head back and have the nose be completely lined up so that you're in line with your shoulders. So just coming straight back through. My fingers are cold. Yeah, that completely takes the neck out of it. 2 more big breaths, lifting up through the spine, exhaling and twisting. I find that a lot of times we crank the head trying to feel like we've got a more intense stretch when in reality we're just cranking our neck. When you've completed at least 2 more breaths on your inhale, go ahead and float the arms up, keeping that deep twist. Let the core do the work here, hold this twist, and then with the breath come back through the center. Exhale the hands back down through the heart. Inhale, sweep all the way up, and as you exhale, twist to the left this time. You'll notice one hand catches the knee, one hand catches the floor for her. If your hands don't want to reach there, feel free to bring a block underneath the back hand. And as she inhales, Susan's going to give herself lots of length through that spine. And as she exhales, she's going to twist a little more deeply. Checking in on the neck to see how she's doing there so that the neck is relaxed, especially in this time where we might have a lot of tension going on.
I was going to say, easier said than done.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy just a couple of breaths taking this twist, making certain that the opposite hip is rooting down from the side you're turning, and then keeping that nice deep twist. Inhale and lift those arms up, and let the core do the work to bring you back through the center. Exhaling the hands together and down through the heart. Bring your hands down by your hips in any way you'd like. Rotate yourself so you can come all the way down onto your back. This is where you will want your strap. If you're not using a strap, you can modify this so that your hands hold your legs, but if you've got a strap, that's perfect.
Sandy, would a towel work too?
A towel would also work, or a scarf, anything like that that's long. A belt would work, great, good suggestions. To start out, bring both knees in towards the chest. And you can grasp the shins. I always love this one because it feels so good on my low back. With little low back issues, it can feel good. If you want to rock side to side, feel free, go ahead. We're going to flow for just a bit here. As you steady your rock and you bring the knees back to the center, draw the knees in close, and with the breath, draw the forehead up towards the knees. And then with the exhale, release the head back down towards the mat. Do that a couple more times with your breath. You'll notice her feet are flexed. Looks good. She's got her toes in there now. Looks great. And as you release back and down, keep that right knee in nice and close. Let the left leg float out parallel to the mat, but don't let it touch. Yeah, press through that heel and draw the right knee in closer. And then exhale the left leg down. Let it lay on the mat, but keep all the energy going in that leg. You can grasp your strap and place it around the arch of the right foot, holding the straps in the right hand. Now, if this is too intense, feel free to bend that left leg and have the sole of the foot flat on the ground. But if you can get the leg out straight and flat, that's great. You can have the strap in the arch of the foot here, or you can also bring the strap back by the heel, which will simply help you bring the leg more into the hip joint and help you weight that right hip down. Susan's going to hold the strap with her right hand and let the left arm float out long on the floor. She's going to let that right hip get really heavy, and as she presses out through the left foot and the left arm, release the right leg out to the right side body. Now, if she didn't have a strap or a blanket or a belt or a scarf or any of those other things, you can always place your hand underneath your calf or your thigh and let your bent elbow catch the leg. But this is a great way to get a nice stretch. If you're practicing with somebody, I'm going to apologize, my hands are cold. If you're practicing with somebody, just ask them to help you gently press this hip back down towards the ground. If you've got a sandbag, you can place it there. If you find that you're rolling, you just bring the leg back up to center and you reset. So once she's got that leg back, then she's going to press down again one more time with the leg. Taking just one more breath here. And then inhaling and drawing the leg back up to center, bringing the left hand up to meet the right arm is going to float out long. Press through that right heel and then stretch the right leg cross body. Now here her hips are going to roll, and that's all good. The shoulders are what we want to stay down and flat. Notice she's got nice active toes, and so as she presses through the leg, getting the leg long here, she's getting a nice IT band stretch, hopefully, along the outside of this leg. A beautiful form. It looks really nice. Thank you. We'll take a few breaths here. And when you're ready on an inhale, you can draw that leg back up. Bend the knee and take the strap off of that foot. I always love this part, stretching the right leg out by the left leg and just feeling how it feels so much more open and nice. Pull that left leg in, and as you do that, let the right leg come up slightly off the mat, hovering and pushing through. Try to draw your heel down until it hits my hand, so you're just, there you go, just about an inch above the mat. The abdominals should be doing the work to hold the foot there right now. As she's squeezing that left knee in, she's deepening the stretch, and then press the right leg down and keep pushing through the heel there. The strap can come around the arch of the left foot now with the straps in the left hand. And that right arm will float out long. And then as you're ready, before you go anywhere, make certain that your foot is flat, beautiful. And then as you're ready, on an exhale, take the leg out to the left side body. Take just a few nice deep breaths here. I made her hold the other side extraordinarily long. You don't need to do that. As you're ready, you can inhale that leg back up and switch the strap hands out. Left hand floats out long now. Check in with that foot to make certain it's flat again, and then exhale and press cross body. Beautiful. You notice she's adding the neck in a little bit, getting a little neck stretch in there with that twist. It's really nice. It just extends the twist through the body. When you're ready on an inhale, you can draw that leg back up through center. Bend the knee and take the strap off. Stretch the leg out for just a moment, just because I like that feeling so much. And then draw the knees in towards the chest, grasp the shins. If the back got a little tweaky because maybe the core wasn't doing as much work as it needed to, you can always rock side to side. And then gently cross the ankles and holding the knees in nice and tight, begin to rock from stem to stern until you come up all the way up over and find your tabletop. Making her way to tabletop now. Lining up, you'll see that Susan will put her hands right underneath her shoulders, her knees right underneath her hips, heels towards the ceiling, toes tucked. And we'll do 5 rounds of cat-cows. So with a deep inhale, she will let the belly drop towards the floor, the chest comes through, the gaze lifts up. And then with the exhale, see how the sacrum comes down and forward, the back curls towards the ceiling, the shoulders round. Keep going freely with 4 more rounds of this with your breath. So you can see the nice curve that she gets in there and the way the belly comes all the way down. Sacrum lifts up towards the sky. Just becoming aware of every little vertebrae all the way from the top of the neck down to the very bottom of the sacrum. I wasn't counting. Whenever you've completed your 5th, stretch out long when you find a nice neutral spine. We'll take some bird dog poses here. So stretch the right arm out. Notice how close it is to her ear, her head. If you'll drop it down, yes, it's in line with her spine. And now she's going to take the opposite, or the left leg, out long. And holding this leg just up to hip height, she's going to drop it down, rolling the left hip towards the floor, pressing through the heel. Squeeze the belly in here and press the mat away, lifting the spine up off the mat. Make a fist, exhale and crunch in, knee to elbow. If you go nice and slowly here, you're really making the core do the work rather than momentum. We'll do 3 on each side here. Notice she's got the feet pointed towards the floor when they come back and out. She's pushing through the heel to get extension in the leg. And then she'll return to neutral and switch. Left arm will float out long, right leg floats out long. And breathe. Again, that right hip is going to wrap down towards the floor as she presses through the heel, drawing the heel just slightly in more towards the midline of the body. And then make a fist, exhale and crunch in, knee to elbow. 3 more times, following the breath, always stretching on the inhale, getting long, and then curling on the exhale. And then returning to a neutral table, drawing the toes together, taking the knees slightly wider than the hips, dropping the hips down onto the heels, feet can flatten, chest rolls towards the floor. Now know if this is too intense, in other words, if your hips don't want to come all the way down towards the heels, as Susan's are doing, then it's great, just pop a pillow, pop something underneath those hips so they've got a landing pad that you can press into. She's stretching through the arms, but not over-efforting there, so she gets this nice side body length, and then breathing deeply. Take 2 more deep breaths here. And then with an inhale, press the hands into the mat, rise up through your table and draw your right foot forward, finding a low lunge. Beautiful. So that right ankle is going to be stacked underneath the right knee. So if you shift your weight slightly back, you'll have your knee stacked. There you go. And then bring your hands up to your right knee, please. And moving from the hips, press the hips down and forward to lift the heart and the chest. Pull the belly in and float the arms all the way up towards the sky. Nice big inhale, and on the exhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back. See how she's lifting through the arms here. Her elbows are nice and straight. That's beautiful. Exhale, bring the hands down around the front feet, and you can step back, switching the feet out. Again, stacking that left leg, checking in. Notice she's at this nice angle on the right leg. And then using her knee to find stability, drawing the hips down and forward, rolling the heart back, pulling the belly in, and floating the arms up in the air. Enjoying a breath or two here as she relaxes the shoulders down the back, even while she's stretching through this pose. And when you're ready, the hands come down to frame that front foot. This time, as you dig the back foot in, press up and forwards, coming to a forward fold. You can keep a big bend in the knees if your hamstrings are not all warmed up for you yet. Otherwise, feel free to lift through those sit bones right here and straighten the leg. One more breath here. And then slide your hands up your shins, coming to Ardha Uttanasana, flattening out through the back, lifting the head slightly. Beautiful. See this nice curve here. Exhale and forward fold. Do that 2 more times with the breath. Inhaling and then lifting up. Exhaling and folding. Inhaling and lifting. Exhaling and folding. And then bring the hands up to the hips, pull the elbows together, press through the feet and rise all the way up. Bringing the breath in as you bring the arms up and exhaling the hands down to the heart center. We'll do one complete sun A here to warm up. So inhale, sweeping the eyes and the arms up. Exhale, find a forward fold. Inhale, halfway for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands and find high plank. Take the inhale here in the high plank. And if you would show the modification too, Susan, you can drop your knees if high plank is not your buddy. Roll the shoulders down onto the back, lifting the heart. Lift your feet slightly up and cross your feet at the ankles. And as you pull the feet energetically away from each other, you should feel movement all the way up into the thigh. Can you feel that? And then show the chaturanga, please, here. Exhale, coming down, and inhale, pressing back up. Oh, beautiful. Now lay the toes flat, come to full chaturanga. We'll do it that way. Exhale, and chaturanga all the way down. Find the mat. I know Ellie always teases me, it is not a verb. Lay your feet flat, stretching out. And as you pull those hands back, lift up for cobra, baby cobra. Big breath here, pull the belly up off the mat as much as you can, and then tuck the toes, drop the head down, and come through, finding downward facing dog. Go ahead and take a few breaths here, walk this dog out, do whatever feels comfortable. And as you come to some stillness in your down dog, take a breath or two, remembering always to enjoy your down dog. As you are ready, on an inhale, look forward at your hands, bend the knees, and step or hop up, finding your forward fold, your choice. Inhaling halfway up upon your arrival, and then exhaling and folding. Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands down to heart center. Beautiful. You can release your hands and bring your blocks back about 1/3 of the way on your mat so they're accessible for you. Come back, building your mountain or Tadasana pose here with the feet hip distance apart, drawing the shins in, pulling the thighs apart, engaging the glute muscles, and then against that, pull the abdominals up, all the way up through the chest. Roll the heart and the shoulders apart. Inhale, lift the eyes and the arms up. We're going to vinyasa our way down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale and fold. Stand well on the left foot, float the right foot back. And then bring your hands to your blocks. Slide the blocks in slightly closer. We're in a runner's lunge here. As you drop the hips towards the floor, pull the belly in and press the back of the thigh towards the sky. So there's still energy going on in this back leg. Roll the shoulders onto the back and lift your gaze slightly. Take one breath here in this runner's lunge, and then you're welcome either to step or hop. Switch this, changing the legs. And again, I just like the blocks. They give the shoulders a little bit more freedom so you can relax, work on opening those hips up. Make certain you're pulling the belly in to support the low back. Keep pulling the right hip back and space towards the left heel, squaring those hips off. Take one more big breath here. And then when you're ready, you can take the blocks off to the side. Hands come down, step back, finding your plank. Stretch out. Remember, you can take the modification or the full version. Exhale, chaturanga. And you can either pull through for baby cobra or up dog, your choice. And then tuck your toes. Exhale, press back, take down dog. A couple of nice deep breaths here. Part of the purpose of our yoga is to help us drop into our bodies, out of our concerns, to enjoy our bodies. We have to go to the breath for that. The end of your next breath, lift your right leg up. Stretch through this leg, get a lot of length from the right heel down to the right fingers, and then curl your spine, pull your knee in, and place your foot in between your hands. We're setting up for a high lunge, but we're going to pivot that left foot down and find a warrior two. There you go. And then windmill those arms up, find warrior two. Nice, big, deep bend in that front leg. You'll notice she's got the right knee stacked over the right ankle. Foot is flat, parallel to the back edge of the mat. Shoulders are relaxing, arms reaching long, looking out over the front fingers. Flip the front palm skyward and take a nice reverse warrior here. Even as that back hand drops down, it doesn't apply pressure on the knee in the back. The right arm is reaching for the sky. Again, she's got a lot of muscular energy, but not over-efforting here. Another breath. And we'll head to a Parsvakonasana. So she's going to reach the right arm over, bend the right elbow, place that right forearm on the right thigh, stack the shoulders, and then sweep the left arm out over her left ear. Like a game of mousetrap, if I were to place a marble on her fingers, you'd want to see those roll all the way down the side. Keep pulling that right hip towards the left heel so that you're stacking as much as you can. One more breath here. And then bring the arms all the way back up through your warrior two. And windmill down, finding your lunge. And again, you can press back, finding plank. Taking your variation of chaturanga, whatever's working for you today. And then your back bend. And as you're ready, press back, take down dog, and breathe. Notice as it keeps working to lift those sit bones higher rather than worrying about the heels. If your heels are pressed way up off the ground, feel free to put a pillow or something underneath them, again, so you can press. Otherwise, we simply work with each breath to lengthen those hamstrings and draw them a little closer. As you're ready, you can look forward, make your way up to the front of your mat any way you like. Inhaling halfway when you arrive, flattening out that back. Exhaling and folding. Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms all the way up. Beautiful. And exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll do that on the other side. So as you're ready, inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. And this time, step back with the opposite leg. Pivot the right foot down. And then windmill up, finding warrior two. This is a great way to be able to see here how she's drawing the forward thigh towards a parallel position, but again, not over-efforting, right? The legs are working, even this back thigh is working as she's pressing through the outer edge of the foot. Body comes up perpendicular to the mat, arms relaxed and outstretched, shoulders relaxing down, beautiful. Looking out over the front fingers, and then flipping the hand and going for a reverse warrior. Lots of nice deep breaths here, getting a nice big side body stretch on the left side of the body. As she prepares for Parsvakonasana, bringing that left arm down and forward, forearm comes to the thigh, relaxing and pressing right arm out over the right ear. Rotate the palm so it's towards the floor as you stretch the hands out. Breathe. And then windmill back, finding warrior two, and bringing the hands back down to frame that front foot. Beautiful. She's in that lunge, and then inhale, stepping forward, finding a forward fold. Inhale, halfway out for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Step back, finding down dog. And we're simply transitioning our way down to our mat. So after a breath or two, as she's ready, on an exhale, Susan will draw her knees down, finding a seated position on the mat. From here, come all the way down onto your back. We're headed for a simple twist. So when you hear in class someone say, oh, this is an easy twist, no, that doesn't mean it's going to be comfortable in your body. That just means we're not doing anything to try to make it harder. So as she's laying on the floor here, draw those knees in close to the chest again, same way we started. Take a big breath in and inhale, drawing the forehead up to the knees. And then exhaling and relaxing down onto the mat. Let the arms float out either into a T or into cactus, whichever feels best for your arms or shoulders today. Keeping the knees in nice and close. Exhale, and this time go off to the left towards the camera with the knees. For one moment, as you squeeze the knees towards each other, hover slightly and then relax the legs all the way onto the floor. Keep squeezing those knees together, though. Beautiful, trying to bring them in alignment. Notice her shoulders are staying flat even as the hips rotate and twist. Now again, if this is not a comfortable position for you, you're always welcome to insert a block in between the legs, squeezing, or you can place a blanket or some pillows for your legs to come to rest on, whatever works for you. End of your next breath, inhale and draw the knees back up towards the chest, squeeze them in close. Let the arms float back out, keep the knees in nice and tight, and exhale them off to the opposite side. Just hovering and then releasing onto the ground. Get a little extra core work in there. Keep squeezing those knees. And then draw the knees back up towards the center of the mat. Draw your knees in close to your chest. Stack your ankles up on top of your knees. We'll head to happy baby. So the knees will spread wider than the chest. Arms come to the outside of the feet. Notice how she's got her feet nice and flat here, as though she was standing on the ceiling. She's got the ankles lined up over the knees. She's drawing the thighs wider than her chest so that she can pull down through the legs, really getting a lot of opening, flattening her back. Oh my gosh, I have this beautiful, nice flat back there, releasing towards the floor. And then gently draw the knees back in towards the center of the mat. Let the legs stretch out one at a time, finding your Shavasana Pose. And the nice thing about Shavasana is the only way we can mess Shavasana up is if we let our mind get away from us. This is the time you've been listening to someone else telling you what to do with your body for about a half an hour. So relax into this pose. Start either at your feet or the top of your head. Today we will start at the top of the head. So you can wrinkle your brow, tightening it up, and then as you breathe, let it relax. Let the mask of the face slide towards the mat. Open the jaw and wiggle the jaw back and forth, and then gently close the jaw, bringing the lips together, letting the tongue perhaps float in the mouth. Draw the shoulders up closer to the ears and then exhale and let them slide down onto the mat. As your mental gaze draws down your body, think of tightening your thighs, drawing your knees up towards your kneecaps up towards your hips. And then as you exhale, let the kneecaps relax towards the feet. And finally, draw those toes towards the face, which will engage the calves. And then as you exhale, just let the feet fall wherever they may. And here we'll take a few deep breaths. And while Susan will only get to enjoy a few breaths here, we would encourage you to take as long as you need to relax in this Shavasana pose before you take a nice deep full breath in, dropping the jaw and exhaling all the way out, and then wiggling the fingers and the toes, the wrists, and the ankles. And as you're ready, drawing the knees back up and into the chest, rocking side to side. And because of our camera placement today, I'm going to ask you to roll to your left side instead of your right. But no, you're always welcome to roll to whatever side feels best for you in your practice. Different yogis have different approaches. And as Susan is ready, using her upper arm and her upper leg so that she maintains an ease in her motion, she'll press and rise up, finding an easy seated position. Eyes closed, hands coming back to heart center. Gently taking a breath in and out. Knowing that the more of yoga is finding a life of ease, of focus, and of comfort. Both of us would like to say we hope that you're proud of yourself for stepping on your mat today, taking care of yourself, and I'd like to thank Susan for her help today. Gently bow your head, bringing your head down towards your hands. Thank you for your practice. Namaste.
Namaste.